What's up, guys? A lot of people are calling for Bitcoin to go much lower. A lot of people are calling for Bitcoin to go way higher. And let's take a look what's likely. There are a lot of charts that can give us a lot of information. None of them can predict it, of course, so please keep that in mind. Everybody that claims to know it, they don't know that they don't know, I guess. But there is a lot of information out there that could be really helpful. So welcome to the FOMO Factory. If you have not subscribed to the channel, subscribe, turn on the bell notification, like the video, and let's get right into it. Now, Bitcoin at the moment is sitting at around $29,000. Let me get my chart up right here. Why is my chart? Here's my chart. Bitcoin at the moment is sitting at around $29,500. So it's looking pretty okay for Bitcoin. I must say that, we were sitting quite low for a while, but we shot right back up, and you expect a big correction, but that correction was basically just a wick, and we shot right up again. And now we are just basically consolidating over here like we did over here. Could we stay here a little longer before the next move is about to play out? Of course, definitely. Does it necessarily mean that we will have such another leg up again? You know, at some point we will go down as well, right? It's still crypto. It's not up only. I know a lot of people get very excited about these moves, of course. If you have a good bag of Bitcoin, then this should be very fun to watch. But you have to keep in mind, again, nothing is up only. At a certain point, we will come down. We'll also take a little look at altcoins. Why are they lagging? Why aren't altcoins doing anything? It's like Bitcoin is the king right now. And when can we expect altcoins to finally move a little bit? All right, so first, let's take a little look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin is, it's now breaking this moving average, the 100 weighted moving average right here. And that's a very important level. These moving averages, usually they are big support or big resistance, and now they it was resistance for a while. As you can see right here, we had some trouble, but once we broke it, we pushed up way higher. We got rejected from the 200 weighted moving average, came down, but we found support on this one again. So that $28,000 level, yeah, it's a strong support level at the moment, definitely. Can we still go lower towards 25K? Let me put it like this. We don't know, but I will be surprised if we do never see that level again. And therefore, we can take a look at Bitcoin's history as well. So this is Into the Cryptoverse by Benjamin Cohen, and he has a lot of interesting information on this website. And if we, for example, go to the cycle ROI after cycle peak, this is interesting. So the green line is where we are right now. The red line is 2014, 13, 14. The orange line is 2018 and 19. That's where most people compared with. Blue line is the first cycle. But yeah, where was the liquidity? Where was the that's not really comparable. So let's at least get rid of that one and just compare it to 2019 for now. Now, we started at 1. The 1 is the cycle peak, right? And the lower we go, the further we are from the cycle peak. So this cycle, we went to around an ROI of 0.23, right? So that's very simple, 23% from the all-time high. How do you say this correctly? All-time high was 70K. Well, 23% from 70K was like 15.5K. That's where we went. Now, in 2018-19, we went a lot lower. We had an ROI of 0.17. Okay, so very simple. If the all-time high was 10K, then it was $1,700. I think you're smart enough to get it, right? So that's what we have been doing so far. If we take this 3 months out, right, you see that Bitcoin is following it a little bit more. If we take this to the peak, you can see it even better. So we are basically still kind of following 2019 right here. Now, I want you to be very known about the fact that what happened in 2019 was 2019, okay? It's now 2023. We can, of course, compare, and a lot of things are comparable, but it is its own cycle right now. it's not going to play out like the last cycle. Okay, but we have a couple of things that we can compare it to. So we came down, we had kind of the same movements. Well, we went up a little bit, down, same sideways action. And around the same period, we had that crash, right? 2019, the crash was harder, but we had that crash right here as well. This was the FTX crash. After that, for 2019, that was the bottom. That was the bottom. Well, that was in 2018, but that was the bottom. Right. And after that, we went a little sideways and, well, slowly up. I don't even want to say that. We went up pretty decent. Right now, let me put it like this. I am convinced that the bottom for Bitcoin, in my opinion, the bottom for Bitcoin has been made for now. It's in. We don't see lower than 15.5K. And very simple. The reason for people to believe that the bottom is not in yet, the only argument I hear is recession, right? I don't know. Because I said this before, we had so many things going on. We have the FTX crash, USDC depacked for a while, COVID, war, big inflation, rate hikes, Voyager, Celsius, Luna, like too much to call. And Bitcoin just had its best bear market ever, right? So if Bitcoin is so extremely strong during all these black swans, then why would one single recession push Bitcoin down towards new all-time lows, especially from where we are right now? The further we get into the cycle, the harder it is, right? And the higher we go, the harder it is to get lower than the recent lows of 15.5K. So I don't think that we will see a new low. However, do I think that it's possible for Bitcoin to go way lower than where we are right now? Yes, because that's just typical cycle behavior. If you take a look at 2019, what did we do? We found the bottom, right? If we pull up the chart, we found the bottom in December 2018. Here we go. December 2018, we found the bottom. We had a big rally, right? 4x. And some people might feel like, oh yeah, we're going to do 4x now as well. Problem is, Bitcoin, the last cycle went from 20K all the way down to 3K. We lost 84%. Bitcoin didn't nearly fall as hard this cycle. So then probably the pump won't be that big as well. Okay, that's a recovery pump, right? And the harder the crash, the harder the recovery. That's basically what it does. But after December 2018, we shot up. We slowly bled down, came up again. And in March 2022, we went all the way down to 3,800, right? It was almost a double bottom, right? So not a new low, but quite close to the low 1.5 years later, right? That if something like that would play out right now, it would basically mean that in this cycle, we could do something like this, and then go up. That's possible, right? So that we maybe go to 35 or higher, whatever, and we come all the way down slowly towards the lower 20s, and then a big crash towards 17, right? And then after the Bitcoin halving, start the bull market. That's definitely possible, right? What happened right here, if we do compare it, we went all the way back to minus or 0.26 again. Okay, that happened, like I said, in March 2020. And you might feel like, yeah, but that was the COVID crash. Yeah, there's always a reason, right? I mean, the chart is what it is. It's because of the reasons that happen. This time it could be a Binance crash. I don't know, just calling something, right? I don't think so, but could be whatever. If we knew it wouldn't happen, then it's already priced in, right? But it went a lot lower, at least. Okay, so, and still, it is a big difference, right? This, well, what was it? 0.16 and 0.26. But if we take a look, we have now 0.24, right? Who says we cannot do kind of the same and go down towards 0.31? It's possible, man. It's definitely possible. It could take us, and price-wise, I think this could take us back to, well, January 16, give or take. Where was the price back then? Let's take a look at that. January 16. That's here, and that place that's around, yeah, 17 to 21k, give or take, right? It's still possible. Before we dive into altcoins, I want you to take a look at this, because people also say, okay, sell in May, go away. Is that actually true? Let's take a look at the monthly returns for Bitcoin. And I don't know if I agree with that saying. Look at what happened in May so far. 2011 green, 2012 was green, 2014 was green, 16, 17, 19 and 20 were green, right? So it's not that I feel like, okay, May is that terrible of a month. If you look at the average move of May, 21% plus, right? It's not that bad, to be honest. Even June is still green. All right, so it could still be a positive month for Bitcoin. But you have to realize we have now seen 4 positive months in a row, right? 2 of them were pretty green, and 2 of them were basically nothing. All right, we had January plus 40% and March plus 23%, right? But still 4 green months in a row. When was the last time that we saw that? That was in 2019, right? 2019, we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 green months in a row. And after that, it was basically red for the rest of the year, except for October, right? But -7, -4, -13, +10, -17, -4. Right? So overall, I don't expect, of course, that Bitcoin would stay green the entire year. Why not? That never happens, right? The best year that we basically ever had was 2012, where we had 2 red months, right? But 2012, yeah, that was a complete different time and a different period of the cycle back then as well. So what's pretty likely is that people get dragged into the green right now. I mean, if you take a look at the chart again and you put it on the monthly, you will see that you have some big green candles right here. And the problem is people get used to that. All right, people get used to this kind of stuff, but that's not typical in such a market. If you look where we are right now compared to the previous cycle, we are somewhere around here, right? Yeah, that's half of the year, and the rest of the year was basically a very boring, slow bleed back down, right? And we only see these multiple green candles that are really sustainable in a bull market, right? Now, we are not in the bull market. This is 2020, right? That's more comparable to 2024 and 2025, all right? So once we get the bull market, which I expect to happen quarter 2 or 3 next year, then we can see really Bitcoin going parabolic again. But like I said, what I mostly expect is to go up, slowly down, maybe a flash crash towards the lows, right? And then a parabolic move whenever the Bitcoin halving happens, right? Now, the general longer term outlook is very bullish, if you ask me. I mean, if you look at this range that Bitcoin has been in for the last 6 years, right? At this bull market, we went to the top of the range. In the bear market, we went to the lower side of the range. In this bull market, we went to the top of the range. In this bear market, we went to the lower side of the range. If we go to the top of the range again in the next bull market, yeah, that's 400k for Bitcoin, right? And it sounds, some people, they feel like, it's so weird, that's not gonna happen, 100k max. I get these comments sometimes, but if that's what you're expecting, then you're basically saying this time is completely different. what's so different? The cycle is doing exactly what it does so far, right? So why is it different? Unless this chart is invalid, I'm sticking to my 400k target. And yeah, of course, we could go slightly lower than that, 300k maybe. I know, diminishing returns. We also have diminishing losses, right? But 100k max would be very bearish, in my opinion. That would mean something is broken or something. So, you know, but the most realistic things are usually not the things that happen in crypto. That's what we all know. I mean, Dogecoin to $1 almost. Like, come on, if that's possible, come on. And then I might as well send Bitcoin to 3 million. That's even more realistic. So yeah, altcoins also are a thing still. If you look at the altcoin season index, you can see it right here, the altcoin season index. The upper side of this is altcoin season. The lower side of this is Bitcoin season. Look where we are right now and tell me if we are in an alt season. We are not in an alt season, not even close. We are at the deep value of a Bitcoin season right now, which is good because this is where you want to prepare for an altcoin season, right? So you might want to turn some Bitcoin into altcoins right now. And I say some, not all of it, right? What I'm doing, and I'm repeating myself a lot on this channel lately, but the market hasn't really changed. So there's nothing new for me to talk about sometimes, but there are new people. So welcome, love you, thank you. If you look at the Bitcoin dominance has been ranging, right? Between 39% and, well, 49% basically for the last 2 years. Okay, if we have to just stick to this range, then you would guess that we will come down, right? So that altcoins will outperform Bitcoin. That could happen at the same time, and maybe because Bitcoin is also going down. So it doesn't mean we get an alt season, like the alt season that you expect where altcoins go crazy against their dollar value, but it does mean that altcoins are outperforming Bitcoin. So what I did, I had some Bitcoin. I sold a bit for altcoins right here. And whenever it goes down, I'm going to buy back my Bitcoin with my altcoins, right? And if it continues to go up, then okay, my altcoins are getting wrecked more, but it doesn't matter because that's also dollar costing. I have more Bitcoin than just that, right? And if it goes up, yeah, that's good. Because the further this goes up, the harder our alt season is going to be in the future once we get one, right? Because now, like I said, look at this. Look where we are. Is this chart? If you look at this chart, can you say that this is sitting high or low? Right? If you zoom in on this range, it's at the top side of the range, so that's high. But if you put it in perspective, then we are still sitting very low. If this was an altcoin over the long run, I would buy it. So, you know, at a certain point, we will go up. That means, though, that altcoins are getting completely destroyed against Bitcoin. And forget about the dollar value because, you know, then just buy Bitcoin. You make more profits, you have less risk. But that's good because this is an alt season, right? This was an alt season. This is like, yeah, a nice rally for altcoins, but not an alt season, right? So an alt season is still far from where we are right now. So everybody calling for an alt season, yeah, no, sorry. And about altcoins though, if we take a look at this, still nothing really has changed. We are still in a downwards trend. And that's what I said, like in the beginning of the video, altcoins are lagging, they're running behind, they're underperforming. Bitcoin is leading the run. Altcoins are weak. And yes, there are always exceptions. I have some altcoins I have Altora, for example, that is 7x or so, like crazy. But overall, all these exceptions are also included in this chart right here. And this chart, what is it doing? Well, sorry, but this chart is still making lower lows and lower highs. It's still in a downwards trend. And not only that, we just tried to break out, but we got rejected and we are back in the trend, right? Even if I put it on the daily chart, we are knocking on that door. We are knocking, but we got a rejection yesterday. And today, so far at least as well, right? So altcoins are very weak. It did not manage to break out like, for example, Bitcoin did back in January, right? So altcoins are running at least 4 months behind. 3, sorry, I'm stupid. 3 months behind. So yeah, and also if you look at this, I mean, this is the weekly chart, and if you look so far this week, Bitcoin from the low to where we are right now is up 10%, right? If you look at altcoins from the low to where we are right now, up 3%. It's just no, it's not time yet. And on one hand, that's good, because the only people that want this chart to go up are the people that are already in too much, right? And why are they in too much? Well, because they haven't done their research and they have not seen that altcoins are not doing well, basically. And don't get me wrong, if you have altcoins, I'm not offending. I have altcoins as well, but I'm not buying right now. I'm not buying right now at the top of the resistance. That's the thing, right? So my expectation for altcoins is still that it will make new lower lows, unless we finally break it now, have a retest, and then go up, right? But wait for that retest. Otherwise, you would have bought this breakout as well. And I told you right there, wait for the retest. It didn't retest. It fell back in, so we didn't buy, right? Otherwise, you got wrecked so far. So I still think that this will make lower lows. Yeah, and why do I say that? Because it is in a downward trend. We're high, lower high, lower high, lower high. If low, lower low, lower low. So why stop? Why would this stop right now? We are at the resistance. Makes no sense to think that. No sense. Otherwise, you could have thought it here as well. Right now we break out. Yeah, and what happened? You got wrecked. Right? So that as long as we are in this trend, that's what I'm thinking. But I have my invalidation points, of course. And I do hope we go down. Absolutely. Because I'm prepared for it, right? And what do I mean by that? I have money, I have cash. I'm sparing cash at the moment, because I have my altcoin bag for in case this goes up. But I also have a bag of cash. Because if this goes down and we will make lower lows, and maybe we even break down of the range, that would mean that altcoins are getting so ridiculously cheap that we have a great entry, because I am definitely bullish on altcoins. And over the longer run, I do think that altcoins, the right altcoins, will make you more money than Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin can do a 10x, definitely. But there are altcoins that will make more than a 10x, right? And that's the focus on this channel as well, of course, finding the right altcoins. But, if you find the right altcoins, okay, congrats. And then what? Right? Like, I can give you the best altcoin, if I knew it, of course. But then it's on you when to buy it. Like, for example, Forge, great altcoin. But what if you bought it right here? Wrecked. Doesn't have to say anything about the quality of the project, right? So that's the thing. That's what we have to focus on. For now, speaking, by the way, about right altcoins, holy shit. We talked about Seedify on this channel, and we participated in the ChainGPT launch. And we bought it for 0.008, took big profits, but now it's mooning again. It's crazy. So there's a website. If you use Seedify, you can go to combotools.online. It's made by an Seedify community member. And here you can track your investments. Look at this, dude. ChainGPT, I bought for $1,900, right? Value that's distributed, $6,000, and I still have $33,000 left to get distributed. This thing is flying. It's insane. It's like, whoa. Crazy shit. Delysium also finally holding up, right? Delysium, it's for the people that have running a node, have a node running, that's good, right? Of course, it would be nice if it goes up, but as long as it's stable, we get these tokens daily, right? So this is an insane passive income. let alone what happens in the bull market. So Delysium is holding up. And I think that's insane, given the fact that so many people get these daily tokens and basically are selling it. There's so much sell pressure, but still the price holds up, right? Gains for a Living, also a project we invested in through Cedify, you know, stopped its real downtrend, have a nice pump right now, doing very well. So yeah, I'm not saying like, oh, altcoins are bad. Bro, I just made like fucking 60K off of altcoins in a week. It's incredible. And yeah, that's a lot for me. Believe me, I'm not a multimillionaire or anything, right? So that's insane. So altcoins are great. But you have to know what you do. If you just want to invest in a single altcoin because you want the price to go up, yeah, then I feel like, okay, do whatever you want. And over the long run, sure, we'll be fine. But the difference between an entry right here or an entry right here is making a 10x or a 20x and get temporary wrecked or not, basically, right? So that's really what you want to take a look at. Is there any other chart that we like? This platform is beautiful. I love this. If you look at the Bitcoin dominance, we spoke about the Bitcoin dominance, right? And you see that it's at the top of the range, like we just saw on TradingView, big resistance. If we break that, we can definitely push higher. But this includes stable coins. What if you exclude them, right? Then you see this. Look at the difference that this chart is making, right? This is quite incredible because the Bitcoin dominance has basically been going up since May 2021, making higher lows and higher highs. This was an extreme, but still, right? Going up, right? So since May 2021, 2 years ago, Bitcoin is outperforming altcoins. Although I don't think that this chart exactly is where it's supposed to be yet. I think we could push a little higher. So I will keep you updated on this. And if the Bitcoin dominance comes down, ever, while Bitcoin stays the same or goes up, then altcoins will make you good gains, really good gains. But that's a big if, right? The dominance can also go down because Bitcoin goes down. Or even worse, the dominance shoots up further, right? And then your altcoins are getting wrecked. So I am very cautious with it. I think we will have a beautiful entry in altcoins, but it might take a while. It might take a while. If we look at our, sorry, not this one, year-to-date ROI, right? And this is Bitcoin, but you can take a look at, let's take a look at Cardano, for example, right? And we compare it to 2019. So we get rid of all of this, right? So the green line is where we are right now, right? In 2019, we had such a recovery year as well. I mean, this went the other direction, this as well, but the outcome is now exactly the same, right? And it could definitely mean that we shoot up a little further. We have this beautiful bar over here, but later on, right, Cardano crashed completely. End of 2019, Cardano got completely wrecked and it was way lower than where it started, right? While Bitcoin was already bottomed out. And that's Cardano. I know that's not the most beautiful coin to compare, but it's a good, it's a pretty decent average of what altcoins do, right? So I am in the camp that altcoins could still bleed a lot. If you just take a look at the total three, this is kind of where we are right now, I think. And you could say that we are somewhere around here, but nevertheless, right? What happened last time? We made a new low. We made a new freaking low, right? The first low was in December 2018 when we broke down of this falling wedge. We did not even do that yet right now, right? But December 2018. The second low was March 2020, 1.5 years later. Let's say that this was our December 2018, right? 1.5 years later, January 23 would be June 24, give or take, right? Here, something like that. So it could still be possible that altcoins will just go, whatever, fucking mindfuck, and then here bottom out before they really go parabolic. So I don't know. I'm cautious, man. I'm cautious. But again, the most important thing for me is basically just we are sitting at macro resistance for altcoins, at the top of macro resistance. If you want to buy right there, be my guest. I'm just saying be a little careful and do your research a little bit. Supply and profit and loss. This usually crosses at the bottom. You can see right here, we have the bottom for Bitcoin. We had to cross this blue line, right? We have the bottom for Bitcoin, this area. We had to cross this bottom for Bitcoin here. We had to cross this COVID crash bottom. We had to cross now here as well at the bottom. We have to cross. So I do think that the bottom for Bitcoin is in for sure. If you look at the logarithmic regression band as well, in perspective, we're still sitting very low. Right, that's basically it. In the bull market, we also go towards the top of the upper band here, 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 and here. And in the bear market, we also always go to the lower band, and we spend a lot of time there. Right here, we went to the lower band. We got into it in October 2011 and we got out of it in February 2013. So 1.5 years. This one was absolutely brutal. We got into it in January 2015 and we got out of it in May 2017. So that was 2.5 years, right? And now we got into it in May 2022. So we are already 1 year into this. Best case scenario, we stay here for another half year, but we can also stay 1.5 years into this. But the good news is this band is moving up, of course, right? So Bitcoin could still be around, 40K, 60K, even 100K, and be at the lower side, at the bearish side of this range, right? And the end of 2025, the upper side is also between 300 and 450K. Every single bull market, we touch it or we get into it at least. So another chart that suggests that Bitcoin will go towards that level. So long term, very bullish on Bitcoin, very bullish on altcoins. Let's take a look at Ethereum. Ethereum is not even there yet. Ethereum hasn't even reached this level, by the way. So therefore also short term, quite bearish on altcoins because Ethereum is there every bear market as well, right? Didn't even get to it. Could it be that Ethereum is just stronger? Yeah. Will it go into the band? Yeah, definitely. I mean, we could go sideways. And in that case, we will be into it in beginning 26. Right? So, yeah, I don't know. There's a lot to go over, man. So please, if you do have any specific charts, altcoins, predictions, timing things that you want me to take a look at, leave a comment. I want to make content every single day. I must admit, sometimes it's a little hard to come up with content if the market doesn't really change, right? Because then, like I said, I have to repeat myself. But I try to make sure that every new viewer on this channel also knows what I'm looking at and what we should take a look at. So guys, thanks for watching. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on that bell notification, and I'll see you tomorrow.